You can take any image and render it out into these glowing, glitchy waves using Ditherboy and the new Epsilon Glow feature. And in this video, I'm going to cover exactly that across two images. You'll only need one software for this video, which is Ditherboy, because it has all the effects we need. So all you need are some images to work with. And for learning this effect, I would just recommend something with a very clear foreground or background, a very clear subject, a side profile, a silhouette, or something like that that's going to be able to come through the kind of sometimes obscure waves quite obviously still be legible once it's been through the process. Before I get into the tutorial, Ditherboy is a one-time purchase software. We've been updating it all year, and I will leave all the links below this video to Ditherboy. And also, I just recorded this and didn't get any footage of my face, so there will be no face cam for the rest of this. But I really love these pieces I made in this video, and I love this style, and so I still wanted to get this out. So hopefully you enjoy. So to actually get into it, as you can see, I've got this image open here. This is the one I showed at the beginning of the video because I already did this one and I know how to set this up. So I'm going to show you quickly how I did it, and then we're going to change images and I'm going to show you in a little bit more detail. So for this image, I chose just the default waveform effect. I moved the scale all the way down, and then in the palette categories, I selected acid graphics. If you don't have that palette category, then just go to extras and click on color palettes and you can download that from there. The palette I chose for that piece that I showed you is called Equine, and after selecting that one, I just turned the depth up just a little bit to like 4 or 5 depending on what kind of depth you want from the palette. Next, you can up the wave density if you like more waves or just more fidelity in your image, and then I mess with the contrast just to bring a little bit more color in if needed. So if you up the contrast, you can then up the depth and you'll start seeing new colors come in the more you do both of those. But something around here is what I ended up with in my original version. So I've got a depth of 8, contrast just a little bit lower at 43, and wave density really doesn't matter that much for this, but you can go like 2 to 4 and get a similar thing going. Then if you just tick this effects tick box, you will get the side panel open that I've got here on the left. Now I'm not getting any glow from this just now because I've got the intensity set to 0 and the threshold set to 100. So if I up the intensity and start lowering the threshold now, I'm just doing that with my scroll wheel. Eventually we will have a low enough threshold that the glow will start coming in like this. So for me, the glow started at 46. Obviously for you, it's going to depend on what palette you chose and the contrast and stuff like that. From here, if you start to lower the distance scale, your glow will look a lot more blown out. And if you up the epsilon, your glow will across the board just look stronger. Now that doesn't work immediately, but if you combine both of those things with a much higher radius, that is how you end up with this dreamy effect where you can only really get the super blown out glow in areas where, you know, there's lots and lots of glow going on. Here around the edges and stuff, it starts to disperse out, but even though it's still clear it's glowing, you can still see the shapes in the background and you can still see the waves, so you can keep messing with wave density or scale or the rest of it. So that's how I got this effect going on this particular image with this palette. So I'm now very quickly gonna replicate this effect on this image of a cowboy, a horse rider, whatever you want to call it. So firstly, I'm going to load in the waveform effect, which I've got pinned at the top. If you want to pin anything at the top of your menu, by the way, you can go to help, click on settings, and then just use the favorites menu here. If you want to know more about this whole menu, I just uploaded a video on this, so just watch the last video before this one if you want to know what all this is. But load in waveform, lower the scale down, and then choose a palette. So for this one, I'm going to go into the Halloween category. You can get the Halloween category from the same place you got the acid graphics category, just in extras under color palettes. And I'm going to go for this palette called Eclipse. So same deal again, I'm just going to pull the depth up just a little bit. And an issue I'm going to have here if I up the contrast is there's this massive white section up at the top. I'm going to basically just get this whole area blown out with glow, which is not really what I want. So if I lower the contrast down a little bit like this, I will be able to use the threshold slider in Epsilon Glow to isolate the glow on this like sort of noisy stretch of white light that comes through, and hopefully that'll look quite cool. And if I just tweak the midtones and highlights, I can make the noise a little bit stronger as well. That way we also get some of the white coming through here on sort of like the horse's silhouette a little bit. So hopefully I'll be able to isolate to these sections as well. So I'm just going to reset my glow controls to their default, and immediately the whole top section has way too much glow. So I'm going to up the threshold here quite a lot to 61, and then I'm also going to up the threshold smoothing, and the same thing, I'm just going to up the epsilon, lower the distance scale, and then up the radius quite a lot. And that way, actually, I think if I max out the radius, I might be able to lower the threshold a little bit and also lower the intensity. And then from here, because the waves are relying on luminance in the original image, and obviously this top section above like the horizon here, this is where all the luminance is. If I up the luminance threshold, there will basically be less waves above this threshold in the middle of this midsection. So if I go back into the dithering settings and just start upping the luminance threshold, you'll see that less and less waves make it all the way to the top of the image, which not only makes it look way more glitchy, does give the image some movement as well, but also means now I can reduce my glow threshold even more, probably not that much, but it gives me a lot more to work with and a lot more freedom if I do that. And then now I've got new settings with my contrast and luminance. Obviously depth will react slightly differently too, to the point where if I set the depth at 7, so some of those reds are coming through a lot less, you can get the whole border of the horse to sort of glow and look like we've masked it almost. But the main reason I wanted to cover this in a video is because a few people asked me how I made that original that I showed at the beginning, and once you understand how the depth slider links to the epsilon glow threshold and just the contrast and luminance threshold sliders, really you probably will be able to make anything that I make, or you'll be able to recreate anything you see from Ditherboy if you know how those work. So yeah, maybe I didn't do a good enough job at explaining that in the last video I did on epsilon glow, so I just wanted to show this same effect on a few different images here, just so you can see how this all reacts to each of the sliders and how they work together to sort of hopefully get you exactly what you want out of it. As always, this system is evolving, like we are working on new stuff for all of this. So if you've made a request about glow or color or anything in between, then we are likely working on it. So this whole thing may change and evolve in the future, but yeah, that's how you get this effect. I'll show you some before and afters on screen, and I will save my preset as well and drop that in the Discord so you can use my exact preset if you like. Everything else I mentioned in this video was just under the extras and color palettes option, so go there if you need to. Other than that, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.